And if he says he's not the same person, then really, all you gotta do, if you want to prove us wrong, is just show your face. Show your face. That's all you gotta do and stop being a coward. But this is the same person who also put my Kamiya videos on 4chan. He was the person and tried to tell everyone, oh, he's taking shots at Kamiya for no, he's mad because of PlayStation All-Stars. I didn't say anything about PlayStation All-Stars. So it goes to show you, and even he admits he doesn't even know the full story. But yet he was quick to go and run and do that. It shows you what type of coward these people are. But this is how you choose to defend your fan base. No proof, no facts, just insult people and troll them until they get tired. And we saw that over at Capcom Uni, because for those who don't know, about 3 weeks ago, there was so much fighting going on, people got tired of fighting, and he walked away. And what happened over there? It was a ghost town. Nothing happened. And those trolls stayed and still tried to start fighting, but there was no one to fight with. So what did they do? They went to other sites. DevilMayCry.org. They went to GameFAQs. They went to IGN. They went to all these other places. Same people, mind you. Same people. Same, what, 4 or 5 people? Went over and kept trolling people and kept the fighting going. Now, I don't know if you're paid trolls. You probably are at that point if you're going that far. But I would clearly say you people are pathetic and obsessed. There's something wrong with you. All right? And mind you, these are people who don't even really care about the game. I'll show that in a minute. But it goes to show you that you have all these types of people, when there's all this fighting that's going on, they influence others to start trolling. This user by the name of Deadpool Wilson sends me a video on DMC praising this one user's video, but I don't watch it. Why? Because I'm not easily fooled. I know troll bait when I see it. So after going to another website, I see he's under the name Mr. Random Laws, talking about me. How do I know it's him? Because I check his YouTube feed where he admits it. If this is what you have to do to get attention for your side, it's pathetic. I won't talk about that video, but I will talk about this weak-ass attempt. I mean, seriously, this is garbage. But this is what I mean about Ninja Theory and Capcom catering to such kids because, as they said, Dante is going to be an emotional and angsty against the world like today's kids, which is a shining reflection that represents this fan base. You are wasting my time when I have better things to do. And it's funny, because people who are for this game have been told by trolls that I just hate their guts. I hate them so much. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes, where people have said, oh, you shouldn't listen to Event. He hates anybody who likes this game. And they'll say, you know, well, I'll just take your word for it. Instead of actually watching the video or coming to talk to me about it and find out what's going on. But apparently, nobody has time to actually talk to anyone. They just want to have 2 extreme sides fighting back and forth. And I want to, like I said, I think it's funny due to the fact that the people who are for this game, I actually backed when I tried to stop the fighting. So you telling me, when I went after Fox News, when they said that violent games should be banned, and because that's what you said, I'm biased towards Ninja Theory and Capcom. Really? Really? So when I went after Fox News, and when they said video games should be banned, I backed you guys. I backed you guys. And that goes for the companies as well. That goes for Capcom and Ninja Theory as well, because they make violent games. When Fox News said that video games causes bullying, I backed you guys. Did I not? I didn't hear a word then. When NBC said you gamers, all you are a bunch of, you just live in a damn basement, I backed you guys. I didn't hear anything then either. When CNN said that gamers had lack ambition, I backed you guys. There's a difference between being an adult and being a fucking kid. And right now what I see, none of you are adults. And that's not just towards you Ninja Theory fans that are for the game. That also goes to you people who are against it as well. Alright? There's no reason for you to go on their forums and curse them out either. Now I'm being fair. The same thing on the fan page, on my fan page. Fans, if you don't know how to act, I will shut that shit down. Stop cursing each other out. That is not what a video game community is built on. We're all going to have difference of opinions, all right? You have to be tolerable, but you also have to understand a video game community is supposed to stick together through thick and thin. You do not let these guys divide you. However, the trolls got mad at my attempts to defuse the situation because without fighting, without division, this game isn't talked about. It doesn't get any coverage. That's what it comes down to, alright? Let this game try to sell on its own merits. We've seen it already when people actually try to talk about gameplay or whatever. They can't say anything. They don't know what I'm talking about, alright? We've seen these guys get destroyed. I'm talking about in debates where you talk about even story, or you talk about gameplay. And what happens? They're lost for words. So what they do is they call you a bunch of games. And like I said before, then you have the trolls who don't even care about the game. Which brings me to a one, Katana Yamato. A person who spent time, so much time, talking behind my back is actually a fan of my videos, like the others. That's right. She never had a problem with me until I tried to stop the fighting going on. But this is a person who didn't care about the game. She was against it until I dove into my videos on it. Other users questioned her about it when she admits she feels we should lay down and accept it because it's being made. And this is the person you want to support. And her buddy Moses, who also swoops in to save her as well, who has talked ill of me before, admits he likes my videos too. But wait, I thought these people don't talk about me or watch my videos. Seriously, this is way too easy. These are the same people who say, oh, Event's gonna get what's coming to him later over opinions on video games. Really? Are you that pathetic? You've got to be kidding me. These are the same people who also say, oh, for years they've been saying, we've got the smoking gun on you. We're going to show, look, it's been 2 years into this, this entire topic of Devil May Cry. I've got like 6+ videos on this thing, man. Where is your proof? The smoking gun. You haven't provided a damn thing. All right? And don't tell me after this video, all of a sudden you want to start trying to dig up some stuff and trying to find things. You've got to be kidding me. This is a joke. It is pathetic. And you call yourselves adults. And that's what you call yourselves. And I put it like this. I said before, if you got kids, man, I feel bad for them. Because you're going to pass that ignorance down to them. Or are you going to be a hypocrite and it's going to be the do as I say but not as I do? It's pathetic. If you're not kids acting this way and you're adults, there's something wrong with you. But it goes to show you that you're only butthurt fans of my videos because you like my videos. That's what it comes down to. You're just mad because I don't like the game that you like. That's your motivation. You've got to be kidding me. This is what you do? And I'm telling you now, people, all right? I'm going to call them devils with a new dress on from now on. These people are uncredible. If they even try to say they like the game, it's flip-flopping at its finest. All right, I'll say that. Once again, you have to understand that this is something that they need help on. And when I mean help, I mean there's something wrong with them up here. All right, there is. If they're going to take it this far, like I said, don't tell me that you're for the pro crowd. If anything, pro crowd, understand. Now that you've seen the proof where they actually like my videos and they say I'm on point, understand they're using you. If I'm on point, that means I'm giving you the truth right now. That's what it means. You understand? They're using you like that raging idiot did who got caught talking behind pro fans' backs. All right, last time I showed that. He got caught. Oh, mind you, just a little update. He's still on videos on YouTube calling people fanboys. That's what they do. And when all else fails, when you try to troll racism, right? But this ignorance and defense is spreading like the damn plague. And even another example of trolling, this is what one person said. Everyone hating on the game are the ones who have played all the crappy graphic DMCs in the first place. Shut the fuck up, you crybabies. This game will have plenty of new followers. The gameplay looks great, the graphics are way fucking better, and I understand the new Dante's persona and attitude. He seems like someone I'd hang out with because he would say obscene things, would be blunt, entertaining, and fun. Get over it, nerds. The old Dante was dumb, boring, ignorant idiot. Now understand, the developers, mind you, they tried to model the new Dante after the old Dante. Remember, first he was supposed to be on his own, angsty, then they modeled him after the original Dante. So for you to say that the old Dante was boring, old, dumb, whatever you want to call it, what do you think the new Dante is going to be? Because he says a bunch of fuck yous, all of a sudden, that's cool, yeah, that's cool? Are you serious? That's not all, no. Another gamer comes out and calls more gamers on their bullshit because this is about people saying that gaming is a privilege. Check this out. This person said, gaming is a privilege. That's brainwash talk. Gaming is a hobby, a business. You pay for a product. They aren't giving it away for free. These trolls living off their mom and talking DMC 24/7 is a privilege, not gaming. Statements like that solidify they are kids. And it's very true. Because there's no way that gaming is a privilege when you're paying for products. That's what it comes down to. You're paying your hard-earned money for that. Some people obviously don't understand that. Alright? But when gamers went to conventions, that's right, to see if they could be sold on this game, to go and test it out, they were met with this. when those videos were shown via YouTube, gamers who love this game started accusing gamers who they don't know were going to conventions and purposely looking for glitches. How are gamers purposely looking for glitches at a convention full of fans in line? You would have to stay in a long line, right? You wouldn't be able to do that. You'd only get a certain amount of time to play and then you'd have to come off. Unless there was nobody in line. That means you would have to take a long time to look for glitches, which means nobody's interested in this game if we're going by that logic. That's what it means, alright? Which reports have said by many other gamers who were at conventions that nobody is paying this game any attention. If that's true, this game is in trouble. So I'll ask you this then, since you think that gamers are purposely looking for glitches. Did the Capcom PR staff, were they purposely looking for glitches when they ran into it during their live stream?
There are some diverging paths I discovered in the game. Oh my god.
I don't know why fans are being delusional and defending these developers to the end when Tamim himself has come out and said he doesn't care how much the game sells. You know what that means? That means people who said they're not buying a game, he doesn't care about you. And I know fans say, yeah, he doesn't care, we're buying the game. Yeah, you guys who said you're going to buy the game, he doesn't care about you either. That's what that statement says. He doesn't care about any of you, no matter what side you're on. And that's what we're going to talk about right now, due to the fact that when I've talked to whether you're pro or anti, whatever the hell you want to call yourselves, alright? No matter, all of you have said you do not appreciate being nickeled and dimed when it comes to a product. Whether it's monetization or whatever, you don't like it. Period. And it's funny because Tamim then takes a shot at all of you. That's right, all gamers, if you have a problem with that. But I guess gamers will defend Tamim in that and try to make a case on why it's okay to be gouged for your money, huh? This is pathetic. Look, I'll put it like this. Let these guys take responsibility like adults for their actions. That's all you gotta do. They're not gods. They're not celebrities. They make video games. But that's not all. No. Then Ninja Theory goes and asks Cliffy B. Yes, Cliffy B. So you know where this is going. They asked him, how does he feel that gamers are upset with the new design with Dante? And he tells you, if you don't like the new design with Dante, you can suck a dick. And don't tell me, oh, Cliffy B didn't technically say that. You know what he means. Get the hell out of here with this garbage. That's not all, though. So, consumers, if you don't like a product or something with a product, instead of, voicing your opinion, your concern, now the developers just tell you, you can suck their dick. That's what they do these days. Are you serious? In Ninja Theory, they retweeted that as a positive, and people were like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's not cool. Alright? It's not how you treat gamers. So all you guys who said before, you got on video or you went on forums and you said, oh, I'm mad because they insulted us. And then you turned around and said, well, the game's looking pretty good. Maybe I can get over that. Here you go again. Don't you understand? You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. If you keep letting them disrespect you, they'll keep doing it. That's what it comes down to. And these are supposed to be adults, right? I'm just saying, what happened to sticking to your guns? What happened to integrity? I just don't get this, man. But then again, Tamim also goes again and takes a shot at the fans. That's right. Because, for all the fans who were complaining about the cursing that Dante was doing, yeah, he takes another shot at you as well. Sarcasm on his part? Yeah, it's sarcasm, alright, but it's uncalled for to keep poking a stick at a bear. Not only that, now we're hearing that they're taking shots at fans in the game. That's right, over this white wig thing or whatever, he would never use it or whatever. So, now we have that. But you know what? Fans are now starting to fight back as well.
Who are you?
Fuck you!
Who the fuck are you?
My name, by the way, is Fuck You.
Fuck you, son of Spada and Eva the
But you can call me Fuck You, Demon Killer. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you!
I'm 12 years old!
You don't look a day over
13!
Fuck you!
What's your real name? My name Fuck you.
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
God.
You can call me Dante the fuck you killer. Has a nice fuck to it, don't you think? But you can call me Dante the Dante killer. Has a nice Dante to it, don't you think? Fuck, shit. Fuck the secret ingredient. Fuck sack of shit. Fuck fuck shit. Fuck Dante. Fuck
Huey Lewis on the news?
fuck all. Fuck this. Fucking shit.
You can't fuck me! I'm going to fuck your face!
What your problem is? You're gay.
Son of ass!
Fuck you.
This campaign is based off of hate. That's all it is. Hell, even the song for the game is called Fuck the Haters. You gotta be kidding me. They're steady taking shots at fans. And I want to talk about this a little more because you Combi Christ fans. Let me say something, alright? I've seen on forums, oh, I gotta buy this game because Combi Christ is in it. Why don't you just buy the album? Or why don't you just buy the soundtrack? Why would you buy a $60 game for some music? And I understand if you're saying, well, the game does interest me or whatever, and it has music, it's fine. Then that's fine, but that's not what you've been saying. You're saying this game you don't care for, but you're going to buy it just for music alone. And you trolls, I want to talk to you again, all right? Because understand, what you've done in the past, with, leading up to this, all right? You've proven to the industry that gamers are too immature to be taken seriously. That's what you just did. I don't understand why you would even do something like that. You do understand people outside this industry, they've got a microscope on us. And this is how you act. And before you say, oh, I don't care, yes, you do care, all right? Because you wouldn't have went that far if you didn't. It's that simple. You do care. But here's the thing. Because you want your opinion to matter, you just hurt all of us. You even hurt yourself because of these type of actions. Don't you understand what is going on here? This is pathetic. You don't think before you act, and you know what? It shouldn't take someone like me to come out and call you on it. It really shouldn't. You should be mature enough to know better. But yet, you have no self, control or restraint. Why? Because it's the internet? So because the internet and because you can hide behind a name, you just feel that you can just act any way you want? You don't have no restraint, huh? And I want to talk about restraint a little bit more because you developers, from developers down to the media, you're just as bad. Okay, not one of you have come out and said, you know what, we need to stop this fight. And you can come out and have all these articles about the game, sell it. You'll tell me you couldn't take 5 minutes out of your time to say, or even 2 minutes out of your time to say, you know what, we don't like the way things went in the beginning. It was a bad downturn. We got on the wrong foot. With the fans. Nothing. You've said nothing of that. You've come out and said, a lot of, we understand why you're mad, but you don't. I'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, but not once have you even tried to apologize on your end. All right. So for all you guys to say, when someone defends the game, talk about media and you developers, when someone comes out and says, oh, I don't like the game, you're quick to say, oh, you're a hater. Your campaign is based off it, so it makes you look like a hypocrite. You go around saying you should face your demons in the trailer, face your demons in style. You know what? Maybe you should look in the mirror when facing your demons. How about that? Because you're just as bad, if not worse. I'm telling you, the arrogance and the ignorance based around this campaign. If you support this game, you are setting a horrible precedent. You really are. I just don't understand why you think it's okay for something like this to happen. And I want to talk about more arrogance and ignorance because Capcom has already said they're going to make a sequel to this game. The first one's not even out yet, and they have the guts. That's what that is. That takes a lot of guts. All right, to just try to force something down your throat that way without even seeing the numbers from the first one. Now, here's the thing. I want to talk about forcing a little bit because for those who know, PlayStation All-Stars. New Dante is coming out in PlayStation All-Stars in the West. But in the Japanese version, it's going to be old Dante. That's right. Why? Because Japanese gamers aren't having it. They have pretty much disowned New Dante. But I don't see trolls going after them. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Because they know better. They know their boundaries. That's what it comes down to. Alright? But that's not all. A lot of people, I want to talk about this new character design. Because since the new character design has come out, a lot of people are saying, yeah, Dante looks better from before when we saw him. He looks like he's got a little bit more muscle, some meat on his bones. He looks a little bit more attractive. You do realize that what Dante looks like now, he just looks like the dude from Hybrid Heaven. It seems not only are people getting closer to their comparisons with New Dante, but now since the reimagining, or should we say remodeling, design of Vergil has come out, it has upset quite a number of fans. Now, although I really don't care, because I expected this, before. I said to you guys in the video and girls before in the video that if they change Dante, you have to expect everyone else to be changed. But it seems fans are taken back by Vergil's appearance. I didn't know fedoras were underground to me. When was dubstep underground? I mean, that's straight dick riding if you ask me. Not to mention, fans are angry about the guns for Vergil. And then, the videos against Vergil started rolling out.
With the two of us working together, I believe that we can defeat him.
It's gone. Fans are using this game like a punching bag. It's become an ongoing joke at this point. But because the developers have been caught stealing from so many things, and we're talking games, that's right, we're talking other movies, anime, shows. But first up, let's start off. We all know that they already did the They Live thing. They pretty much stole from They Live. Pretty much, demons are now controlling the media, when back then it was aliens that were controlling the media. And pretty much you can swap out Dante for Roddy Piper. Hell, it looks like you took multiple parts from They Live. Even Dante attacking flying cameras.
Your bonus continues to increase the longer you stay in midair.
Come and show 'em where I am. Not nice.
But when talking about or writing a story about controlling citizens with drinks, this is what one fan said. It says, "This poison thing is a blatant ripoff of the Slurm Queen from Futurama, only made to fit the conspiracy theme that is the game is going for, which is stupid." Now here's what another person says. Ninja Theory was brought in for storytelling, and yet to me, since he's the only one writing, directing, and responsible for the casting, can't seem to not only get his folklore straight, which is a shot about the succubus thing, it says, but can't seem to understand that his writing is clashing within itself throughout the game, which is what I said earlier about Dante being full of contradictions. We'll talk about that later. Now I do want to talk about writing for a minute, okay guys, because as we all know, a lot of fans who love Ninja Theory love to talk about the excellent writing from Heavenly Sword and Enslaved. That's what we're going to talk about right now, alright? Because as you know, Ninja Theory never wrote this type of stuff, alright? They tried to write it on their own, but when they brought in Garland or Rhianna Pratchett, they scrapped they scrapped those scripts, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. So understand, this is Ninja Theory's first time writing for a game, okay? And it being okay. So, let's get into this. As one fan said already, Ninja Theory did not write Enslaved, nor did they write Heavenly Sword. Rhianna Pratchett wrote Heavenly Sword, or rather, she rewrote the entire script. Enslaved is not their original story either, but the game's story was done by Garland, who had problems with Ninja Theory's description of the character Monkey. It says, i.e., Monkey was a complete dick. I'll get into that. It says, and Ninja Theory thought that was badass, alright? Ninja Theory is doing the writing for DMC, not Garland, not Rhianna Pratchett. This is, in company. This is all inside the company this time. There's no hiring outside writers, okay? It says, so it seems that the great Ninja Theory didn't even write their own games until this one. You can argue the quality of the first two games all you like, but I find it interesting that they think being an unbearable dick is an awesome character. If Monkey did turn out like that in Enslaved, then I would have hated the game even more. I may not like the characters in Enslaved, but they dodged a bomb by rewriting Monkey. Now we're going to talk about this, about, taking Monkey's attitude, because that's what they did. They pretty much took Monkey's attitude and put it in Dante. Because, as you can see, every time they tried to make that type of character, it was thrown out the window. Now this is their time to actually try, because they think that they can do it. Alright? And that's what it comes down to. They sold Capcom pretty much on it, which is very interesting. Alright? And this is what Rhianna Pratchett had to say when she wrote Heavenly Sword. It says, my job was to brainstorm the story, characters, relationship, themes, etc. with Tamim, creative director, and Andy Serkis, dramatic director, okay? And then write up profiles, revise story documents, and completely rewrite the script without changing the basic spine of the story too much. It says, with those ideas in mind, from that the cutscenes were drawn and visually scoped out, alright? This is what Garland had to say about Enslaved. It says, I guess if I were to make criticism, it would relate to the character and consistency, making sure characters are true to themselves and true to some kind of larger truth, which relates to the recipients of the narrative. It says, that is to say, the player, us, for example, I think the first serious discussion we had about the narrative on the very first day that I, Tamim, and the level designers all sat down together. It says, we got to a section where Monkey was walking down a hallway and he sees an escaping slave trying to pull himself up to the walkway. And instead of helping the guy up, Monkey kicked him in the face and sent him to his death. It says, they thought that projected the idea that Monkey was a badass. Whereas, to me, it projected the idea that Monkey was a bit of a cunt. That's what Alice Garland said. Like I said, Garland and Pratchett have nothing to do with this DMC project. You have to understand that. And when you have Ninja Theory who thinks that being a complete idiot is badass, which is not right at all, because as we all know, we see a lot of movies, we see a lot of stories where people are absolutely badass who don't need to act like that. They act badass in their own way. They don't need to kick people in the face. Kick them while they're down, you know what I mean? Someone that has nothing to do with it, that's just being a dick. No one will really relate to that unless you're a dick. Like I said, the company you keep. But when you have writers that are doing this in company, this is pretty much what you end up with.
What?
It's absolutely stupid. I don't care if Lilith is a fan of reality shows. I don't even like reality shows. What the hell makes you think I want to play a small segment of one? Stupid, alright? And it's ridiculous that you gotta reach that far to try to make a statement. That's what it is. Oh, it's the devil to watch reality shows. They're plaguing your mind, blah, blah, blah. It's been done. It's been done, okay? But this is what one fan says, alright? He says, look, I understand that this is an alternate dimension, alright? Which we all know is bullshit since they flip-flop so much on the issue. Yeah, and people seem to not remember that, the fact that they keep flip-flopping because it was supposed to be canon. People are not going to forget that, okay? But it says, they want cursing? It says, fine, that's fine. It says, but it's needless at certain points. And this is what he says, Cumrag, Donkey Punch, whoever is writing this shit is a fucking loser and who wants to be cool. And it's true, because don't nobody walk around saying that shit. They're trying too hard to appease the people who want to be cool. Remember when someone tried so hard to be cool and you knew it and you called them on it? They were called what? Poser, a phony, a fake. They'd pretty much be outcasted. Alright, but all of a sudden, Ninja Theory does it and everything's okay all of a sudden? Come on, man, you people are being hypocrites. And here's the thing, not only that, you have this game coming out pretty much, what, a month maybe before Metal Gear Rising? Now, I'll put it like this. On multiple forums, even Devil May Cry fans who are for this game are saying, Metal Gear Rising Revenge is looking better than Devil May Cry. And for those who said that they can only buy one game between that time, they're going to buy Rising. So good luck with that, because it's going to get worse than this. They're saying that the gameplay is better and it looks faster. Look, I'll put it like this. Devil May Cry, the story is like throwing shit against the wall and hoping something sticks. Seriously, that's all I can tell you. I mean, it goes to show you how many pieces they're taking from. And I'm not done showing you on how many pieces they're taking from. But since people still want to argue that the writing will be intact and that Enslaved and everything, you know what? Since you like to talk about Enslaved so much, I'm going to put a link in the info bar for you guys if you haven't read it yet. Read the Enslaved alternate ending. That's right, because I'm telling you now, the Enslaved alternate ending tells you a completely different thing that Ninja Theory wrote, and it had to be cleaned up. It is out there for everyone to see. Read that and get back to me. But what I do find funny is that fans of this game, even though they're taking from so much, they're interested in the story. So story is the most important? Then you just told us that gameplay should take a back seat. What kind of gamers are you? If the story is the most important, then why weren't you concerned about finishing the original story instead of calling the original fans crybabies? It seems you're the ones who are really confused. Alright, now let's get to this club scene. I really want to talk about this, because of all you guys who keep saying, oh, Dante doesn't care, he's got swag because he hit the bouncer and wrote his name on the guest list. You do realize people in real life, people who don't give a fuck, they just walking up in the place and hitting anybody. They coming in, guns blazing, whatever. The guy's got a fucking sword on his back. You think that he gives a fuck about writing his name on something? No, if he really didn't care, he would not have time to write his name on something. That's trying too hard to be cool. He'd have been walking, and all of a sudden, as soon as the bouncer said, excuse me, sir, that'd have been it. And he'd have just kept walking. That'd have been it. That would have been badass if you ask me, because it would have set the tone of what he's doing in the club. He's tired of having shit. He's tired of dealing with shit. That would have been good. But instead, we had to see this little powwow, and then he hits the guy, catches it in the air, and writes it. Shit is garbage. Alright? It's garbage. Like I said, if you know people who don't straight give a fuck, that would have not happened. And for everyone who says, but he doesn't care, really. Well, then tell me, why does this scene exist then if Dante doesn't care about anybody but himself?
Hey, that's madness. You would risk the future of mankind for a girl.
Cat put herself through hell to protect us. I am not abandoning her.
Okay. We'll do it your way.
Now, I guess you're gonna say, oh, but it's a character build, he's growing in conscience. Nah, bruh, because if you see the scenes after that, guess what? He goes back to being, fuck you, I don't care about anyone but myself. It's very inconsistent. This is what I mean. The character has a lot of flaws and it's flip-flopping, just like the company flip-flops. You understand the only reason they put that in there is to start static between him and Vergil. That's what it is. They tried to make that a point. It's almost a tentpole almost. You have to understand how these things work. And that's why it doesn't work, because there's no fluidity. That's the problem, alright? So understand he's going to keep constantly flip-flopping and being contradictive throughout the entire game. I didn't know that's what you wanted from a character. I put it like this. If you're going to be badass all the way. Don't half-ass it. Get some better writers as far as I'm concerned. But I want to go back to the club scene, because after he knocks out the bouncer or whatever, then we see this. Really? A club full of demons? Where have we seen this before? Absolutely fucking pathetic, man. You're gonna take from fucking Blade? Look, let's get something straight. I can't believe that there's people who are actually falling for this old bullshit. Alright? You gonna tell me you just want a game that just keep taking and taking and fucking taking? Are you serious? But you know what? Even in the Capcom live stream in the club, even the PR guys say that, you know, there's some relevance to El Shaddai.
It's very cool. Reminds me of El Shaddai a bit.
Well, if that's the case, why don't I just play El Shaddai then, right? Oh, wait. I already have the game! See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. It's a joke that they're doing this, and not only that, but then the Capcom PR guys talk about how Ninja Theory took from Batman.
That's a little Batman glide.
Now we all see why the media and them keep comparing this to Batman when it comes to the reboot, because you keep taking from this shit. That's what it is, alright? But that's not all. We knew Tamim said that they took from Spider-Man. Now you're taking from Batman. But that's not all they took from Batman. Let's go back to the club scene real quick in comparison. Then we had to hear people say, oh my god, we never saw a demonic circus before. It's truly a first. I guess none of you people ever played Silent Hill before, huh? I mean, seriously, even the Bob Barbas fight, you know, when he's fighting Dante, and the beams go across like this, and they can close, they can kill you. Guess what that's from? That's a ripoff from Shrine. You do understand that, right? But that's not all. Even the Capcom PR guys, once again, reference that Devil May Cry takes from Hellboy.
Unexpected that they look like Hulk hands.
They look like, yeah, they have kind of a funny look to them. I always think of Hellboy.
Yeah, it is kind of a Hellboy fist.
Then the Capcom PR guys come out and acknowledge that Ninja Theory likes to take moves from Street Fighter.
Sure, you can charge it up.
Also, enemies take moves from Blanca.
He's got new movesets. There's Blanca roll right there. Yep.
Also, I showed you guys in the previous Devil May Cry videos that Ninja Theory took the Ebony and Ivory designs from another game before, but now they're taking weapon designs from Rusty Hearts. And if that's not enough, then we have gamers who are still in awe of the Devil Trigger. You know, triggering and everything going black and white, saying that it's original, it's stylish, it's never been done before. It's quite obvious these gamers have not played many games. So tell me, people who are defending this game to the end, what is so original about this game? What is the second coming? Where is it at? I don't see anything. All I see is a bunch of things that are taken from other stuff. And I put it like this. It's one thing, I'll say this. It's one thing for them to say that they got inspiration from it. But that's not what they're saying. No, they're saying this is original, this is fresh, this is edgy, this is hip. That's what they're saying, alright? Last time I checked, They Live was made back in the day. So I'm trying to figure out, why didn't Tamim come out and say, you know, that's outdated as well, like he did with Dante? I'm just trying to figure that out. What to mean? I mean, why didn't you say anything on that since you've been caught taken from that as well? You have to understand, people, even Limbo that they use, it's a rip from X the anime series. You don't understand that, right? From Clamp. You don't do that, all right? But no one talks about that. Nobody. It's just ridiculous. And they say that their games are too Japanese developers. The games are Devil May Cry is too Japanesey. You do understand that the word ninja is Eastern, right? When did they all of a sudden become this pro-Western, company all of a sudden? Everything they've done has been pretty much Eastern. You realize that. All their games, all right? But even fans get into it, all right? It says, when did Tamim and Ninja Theory care about being Western? It says, Heavenly Sword and Enslaved were very Eastern. Enslaved was just one big escort mission, which was from Ico. It says, but better for what I've seen, and it was based on the Eastern novel, Odyssey to the West. Okay? It says, those did seem more Chinese-oriented than Japanese, so Tamim just does not want to be Japanesey or entirely, Eastern entirely. That's what it says. Now, this is what happens when you make these type of stupid statements about it being too Japanesey and fans call you on it. And you have to understand, people who defend these type of guys, when he keeps flip-flopping, guess what? Then they keep flip-flopping. So when you talk to them, they get confused because they don't know what to think because their, I don't want to say leader, but their developer that they praise so much, he gets confused himself. All right, that's what it comes down to. And now we'll talk about the folklore, all right? So let's go back to this. Because this is what one fan said. It says, I take it that Ninja Theory has never heard of Darkstalkers, Castlevania, or Shin Megami. They all feature folklore monsters. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. You guys hate Japanese games like Darkstalkers and Shin Megami, see? This is what happens when you make those type of statements. I'm just saying, this is what fans are saying. But then, that's not all, because they come out, open their mouth again about the difference between Eastern and Western producers. You know what I mean? He's trying to say that, Eastern producers, they're focused more on gameplay, as Western are more shiny graphics and stuff, and animation. That's what we're going to now, all right? We're going to talk about this. All right, because I put it like this. There are plenty of games right now. I take gameplay any day. There are plenty of games, especially back in the day, that didn't even have stories, all right, that people still play. And guess what? It's gameplay. It's all about gameplay. Plenty of stories. Tell me Pac-Man back in the day, when it first came out, they had a story. Not much story. You just saw going across the screen, before the next screen load. They'll tell you a slight story, maybe, possibly. That's it. You didn't really have much of a story. Like I said, games back then didn't need much of a story, but it kept you entertained, didn't it? Okay, I'm gonna get into this. Anyways, this is what fans say. Realism in animation is the difference between East and West. It says, really? It says, have they not seen Dark Souls? It says a Japanese made game that is Western based. It says cancel things in mid motion and turning on a dime. This other person says realism in animation. It says in DMC. Must be why Dino double jumps like he has a stick up his ass, and facial animations look like he needs to be in a portable Outback. I'm telling you, fans are upset. Here's another one. It says, the point of games is to not be realistic. That's why we play them, idiots. That's what it says. It says, are these people really this stupid? I've been telling you, they're trying to put too much realism in their games. And this is where these budgets come, these overinflated budgets, and before you know it, the game sucks, the company's in the red, and they get in trouble, and then people start to get fired. You do not need all of this. You just don't, all right? But let's keep going because Capcom comes out and says, since this is all going on, they know it's going bad. They know. They come out and say that the original style may return in the future, all right? And fans aren't happy about that at all. This is what they say. It says, yeah, nothing but damage control. That's what it is. They're just PRing it up right now that people are testing it out. It says they had this planned. Only idiots will believe them this far into the cycle. It says, if they would have said this in the beginning, I would have believed them. It says, but it's been what, a year and a half, if not more? Yeah, because Capcom didn't say anything for quite a while, all right? They just let this ride, all right? Because like I said, they were basing it on the hate. That's what they were doing. That's what the campaign was. Now these things start to fall apart. Now they got to say something, all right? That's what it comes down to. But there's more. It says, and it's funny how they say they planned for the fan backlash, yet over in Capcom USA, it says Sven said that they didn't expect it, then lied saying they did expect it. Remember that. We talked about that before in previous videos because they keep flip-flopping once again. And it says, seems like lack of communication or they didn't know how to stick to the lie. Exactly. They're not talking to each other apparently. And they keep, flip-flopping. And like I said, when you have fans who follow that and they believe them, they start flip-flopping. That's what it comes down to. This person says, I agree. Damage control for sure. Let's run it back some, shall we? When DMC was first mentioned, both Capcom and Ninja Theory were so damn cocky and arrogant about this game, thinking it would be widely accepted by the DMC fanbase. When people showed disinterest in Capcom and Ninja Theory, they blamed it all on the hair when it was much more than that. Now that time has passed, and yes, some fans have changed their stance on it. Many others have not, and still don't care for this game. Alright? There's another person. After seeing people still aren't feeling the game and having to reduce the expected units to sell, I wouldn't doubt if the thought has come up that maybe the next DMC installment should go back to a Japanese studio, and even if it hasn't, using that small statement alone could lure people into giving DMC a chance. If there's a good possibility the series will return back to its original style. Alright? That's what it comes down to. Like I said, and then Capcom, like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit more. Capcom says they understand why we're mad. You don't. If you understood why we were mad, you wouldn't have taken this long to come out and say something. It's been, what, 2 years about now? You wouldn't have waited this long. You've had many interviews over the years, so much PR. You've had so many times you've been at conventions where you could have said something. A media person could have came out and said something, so that should tell you something right there, all right? You have not tried to ask questions. I'm still waiting for Tamim, since he said it, he's going to take on the internet. I'm still waiting for that one, all right? Like I said, these people don't care. They don't. It's really that simple. But when you want to say, well, we understand that, you know, you were mad, and it's okay that you were mad, then we have other people who are still doing this PR stuff troll the hell out of the fans.
People out there have a very strong opinion on, and probably one of the first questions for this one that fans have is, obviously, he has changed. His look has changed. Some people love it. Some people think, not a big deal. Others hate it. They, you know, kind of call it like emo, kind of vampire, Twilight, you know, stuff. So I got to ask you, for the fans, will there be an option to use classic Dante, maybe a DLC scan or a skin period or something in the game unlockable? Will his looks change?
Currently, that is our character, right? It's only him. To be fair, he's changed. Yeah, the look has changed a little bit. I've never seen the internet talking about hair color, you know, so much in my life. When we announced the game, it was brilliant.
So which one is it? You want us to give it a chance? You want us to give you a chance? You've been caught taking multiple times. That's all you do. And then you try to take credit for yourself, saying it's original. You've been caught lying multiple times. Why should anyone, especially when you keep trolling people, why should anyone trust you? Why? Oh, because you're trying to act like a rebel when you try to blame Fox News as the bad guy?
Reality TV, media, cable news in particular. And I think that if anyone has seen any amount of cable news and one particular American outlet that shall go unnamed, much of the upcoming will seem depressingly familiar, if not a little exaggerated for comedic effect.
Where were you, Alex and Tamim, when I showed parents and Fox News that violent video games don't turn kids into killers? Where were you, Alex and Tamim, when I showed that video games didn't disrespect the troops? Where were you when I showed that News Corp, who owns Fox News, has also IGN? They own IGN, and then IGN bought out 1UP. Alright? Why didn't you talk about the fact that when NBC Universal bought out G4? Alright? Because all of them have their hands in this gaming industry. You haven't talked about that. Nah. You want to know why? Because it affects you. That's why you haven't talked about it. Should we also talk about the fact that Fox correspondents are now, as we saw not too long ago, are plugging Call of Duty, Black Ops? You do understand that everything that you're saying is a joke, right? Now here's the thing that really pisses me off, alright? Because you think that you can write a half-assed story, piece it together with a bunch of other games and stuff, sell it as edgy, hip, or revolutionary. Understand, you are late on this issue. Actually, you're the ones that are outdated. You understand that, right? You have to understand that. Been there, I've been there, done that, and others as well. Understand that people, they don't care about you. They're just trying to sell you an illusion when they really advocate this. That's what it comes down to. There's others and I have done this for so long, trying to educate the community, the gaming community, so that assholes like these guys don't swoop in and take advantage of you. That's the entire point. You understand that, right? These guys have these god complexes over video games. Seriously. And these are grown-ass men. You have to understand that that is a joke, and I will put it like this, alright? We said, many of us have bent over backwards, and when we start to show that you're the frauds, we're the bad guys now? Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not trying to hear this old bullshit, alright? It is. But you should know by now, and we'll talk about a little bit more about how much Capcom really cares about you, because you should know by now that no game goes unturned without DLC. As we all know by now, there will be multiple pre-order DLC for this game. Now let's get something straight. Pre-order DLC means that you're going to get codes to unlock this stuff, meaning it's DLC that's already on the disc. What's wrong with you? And then this samurai pack, you gotta be kidding me. That's not even samurai-like. You're talking to a person who studies the path of Bushido and Hakagure. I've read these books. These weapons are not of a samurai. You understand that, right? Maybe the gun back in the day, but that's it. Scythe every once in a while. You rarely saw a scythe on a samurai. However, you should know katanas are the way to go. That axe is a joke. An absolute joke. I can't believe that Ninja Theory couldn't even get the weapons right or even know what a samurai actually means. But that's not all. We also have exclusives when it comes to wherever retailer you're getting it from. Yeah, you should already pay for a bunch of skins that's already on a disc. And before anyone comes out and says, but Capcom said there's not going to be anything on a disc, are you really going to believe that? They're codes, man. Stop this. You know how this goes by now with them. Just stop, man. But you know it's funny because a lot of people keep saying that I'm just trying to basically blatantly hate on this game. After all the information I've given you today, are you really going to sit here and say it's still just hating? Seriously, if that's what you know, if you do that, then you're a fucking idiot. You really are, if you really believe that. This is trying to educate the masses. That's what it is. And also understand, even though I showed you that video where it said, you know, X amount of likes means that there's not any, there's not going to be any sales. Understand, that's just from one person. Do you understand how many people have made videos being against this game in their fan bases? Not just here in the US, but overseas as well, over in Japan or whatever. And I'm sure some of you guys on the forums can vouch for me on this, because it was reported that only 4 people in Spain, 4, that's right, pre-ordered Devil May Cry. You know how many people live in Spain? Only 4? Seriously, you understand that this game, the way it has happened, it's been the worst PR I've ever seen for a game. But we'll get into this more because this is what Gamer said. It says anyway, so overall it will have taken Ninja Theory 46 months, just barely short of 4 years from start to finish, just to get this game out on a console, even though they had their entire company and key members of Capcom giving them point-by-point instructions, no less. It says backing them. As a reference, Bayonetta, God of War 3, Devil May Cry 4, etc. It all took 3 years or less. So already they're over, they're over the time limit. They're under the gun. This is i.e. 36 months or less. Okay? Lord only knows how long it will take for the PC version to come out. That's not all. Okay? Now, already the great Ninja Theory, huh? It's taking him this long? Is that it? Okay. Now, it says, so that's a minimum of 3.5 years of production to pay for. The motion capture bill, it's going to be massive since they use the same team and equipment that freaking Avatar used. They still have to pay for advertisements, marketing. They have the 25% royalty fee for all profits above $50,000 due to their usage of the Unreal Engine. It says they may have negotiated for a lower percentage, but if you think Epic Games would lower it by more than 5 or 10%, you're dreaming. I'm telling you, this gets better. Capcom better hope they sell 2 million copies. We're not even talking about all the cash deals and all, just how many trolls they paid to do this. You have to understand. I find all this fighting sickening. It's sad that we have to see this. It makes everyone look bad. Regardless if the game sells or not, the community, we've all lost. What are you going to do? Wait, if it sells, we're going to put on your resume? Is that what you're going to do? Nobody wins in this situation other than, oh, I got my game, I don't care. It's stupid. This is bigger than that. I keep telling you guys, you have to understand that this will be a testament on whether ignorance or integrity prevails. That's what this comes down to. I'm telling you guys, there's no reason that people need to be fighting over this. But I will make some predictions. We'll talk about the demo first. All right, when the demo comes out, if the demo is fair or good, we're going to see fans say, oh, I told you so, I told you so. People are already putting up I told you so's like on forums, all right? Already. And it makes them look like fucking idiots, if you ask me. But anyways, they're going to say I told you so, right? And if the demo is really bad, then you know what's going to happen? They're going to say, oh, well, it's an old build. It doesn't have any polish to it. Don't worry about it. It's going to be better in the long run. This is the stuff that we're going to see. This fighting is going to keep going until this game is out, which is ridiculous. And as you already saw earlier in the video, you got these diehards who say, I'm not going to stop until the game is out. Like they got some personal stock in it. You didn't make the game. You didn't help them make the game. But whatever. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad. The demos are supposed to entice you. I've already talked about this before. I'm not going to talk about it. I do want to talk about this Vergil thing. All right? Because a lot of people have been asking me, where do you see this Vergil thing going? This person says, event, what do you think about this Vergil Dante? This family reunion? Do you think it's going to be better? First off, let me say now they have already announced that Vergil will not be playable in this game. All right, from the start, it will be DLC. Alex Jones came out and said it himself. Okay, so understand, if you want to play as Vergil, you're going to have to pay for that. Okay. All right. Now, with that being said, I think that in the end, Vergil's just using Dante. That's all he's doing. It's classic setup. Using Dante to get what he wants, and then in the end stab him in the back so you can keep that rivalry going, you know, so he can bring back the old fans. That's all it is. I see that's the way they're going to set up the sequel. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong. All right? But the way things are pointing, because if you ask me, Capcom has shown way too much of this game. We've seen way too many levels. We've seen way too much story. I mean, for them to say it's going to be 10 to 15 hours, I don't even think that. I really don't. I mean, we've already seen the ending boss fight. I mean, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that this game is going to be that in-depth as many people like to think. And, of course, PR is going to sell it more than what it really is. You know what I mean? And then if it doesn't sell, you know what they're going to blame. They're going to blame fans. We've seen multiple times, and it's not just, I'm not just saying Ninja Theory, Capcom, but we've seen multiple companies. If something doesn't sell, blame the fans. If something doesn't sell, blame the reviewers. They don't get it. It's the critics. It's the companies. Nobody wants to take responsibility. Nobody. You should know how this goes. Like I said, if these are supposed to be in an industry full of adults, nobody just comes out and says, you know what, we fucked up. No one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, but you know what? I'm pretty much done. You have to understand, for all you people who keep calling me a thug or whatever, you know what? I'll own that up. Whatever. I put it like this. You want to call me a thug? Fine. Maybe if this gaming industry was straightforward like it used to be, there wouldn't be a reason for people like me. Because if we wait for people like you, shit won't get done. That's what it is. So maybe that's what it takes. Maybe it takes somebody to just put a swift boot up their ass. Maybe it takes somebody from time to time to yell or get tough. You ever think that? I don't know, man. You have to understand. I understand. It's okay to be a fan. I'll say that. It's okay to be a fan of anything, but it's also okay for you to be objective at times. You have to understand, it doesn't have to be an extreme thing. You don't have to constantly ask us. I cannot believe that there's so many people willing to kiss ass. You've seen it before. People were saying they don't mind if they're being called names as long as they get a game. What integrity, what self-respect do you have? It's a fucking video game. If you feel that way over a video game, I can only imagine if it was something else that you really wanted. It's ridiculous, man. There's no reason why people should be arguing or acting the way they do. You just shouldn't. Now, like I said, the entire situation is sickening. You also have to understand, this is what they think of you gamers. This is what they have put you at, this low standard. It really is. That's what they think of you. Like I said, there's someone laughing right now, man. They don't care. What's sad is you have to understand that this is not gaming. This is not how you sell games. It's not, man. It's not. And then people think it's okay. It's based off hate, man. It's based off hate. And you try to say that I'm hating. But for those who watch my videos, you know I've spent so much time as of late trying to get charities up. Or trying to help people that have charities. But I'm the hater, right? While you guys sit on your ass and do nothing. Who claim I'm the hater? It's whatever, man. Like I said, after all I've shown you today, I don't even want to hear the word hater. That's a bunch of bullshit. You're naive, you're delusional if you feel that way. But of course, as usual, if I didn't sell you on not getting this game in the first 4 or 5 videos, this isn't going to help you either. I'm shocked that you sat through all this, to be quite honest. Anyways, I'm done. I don't want to hear about this anymore. I really don't. If I do a part 6, a Devil May Cry part 6, like Aftermath, like I did with DCU, I will just be talking about numbers. As far as I'm concerned, this entire community has lost because they let us divide each other, because we fell for, not all of us, but fell for this divide, and it has done nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing for the community. It just made us look bad in the end, regardless if the game sells or not. But it seems like people don't give a shit about that these days. Anyways, I'm out.